apparently it's still open.
It could have been them that ran into the fence.
Oh.
But I don't know what they were
It's
doing.
behind Ryan Burnside's barber shop. He's got a little place back there.
That's right there.
Really do any. Never really made money off selling computers. Or,
Yeah.
he works with somebody that does more commercial cameras. And,
Yeah, you gotta adapt.
We're live.
Okay, it's 4:00, so I will call the meeting to order. It's not on the agenda, but first thing on the agenda, not on the agenda, is we have a new board member, Ryan Chandler, who will be replacing Art Juergens from the school system. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Ryan Chandler. I hope it's okay if I sit in the legend seat.
Yep.
So,
Of course.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody would just go around the room and introduce. That way Ryan knows everybody by name and face.
Yep. Gary Green.
Emily Goins.
Tracy Cole.
Chad Keithley, and Emily is park admin assistant,
Yes.
and Tracy is program director.
Monica Riley.
Kendra Zoomings.
Allison Wheeler, and I'm the assistant program director.
Bill Castetter.
And Carrie Beavers.
I was going to say, I know most of you in your faces, so
Welcome aboard.
it's good to be here. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, moving on to the first thing on the agenda is the March minutes, which you are welcome to abstain from voting on if you want. I did have a couple of suggestions for edits.
Yep.
One, the second bullet under updates, I think that, like, you had tried to make us 2 sentences and kind of missed some words in there. Because I don't know what it says. It says Kendra made a motion to accept the concussion management policy, park and rec moving forward.
Mm.
And that's all one sentence, and so I might need to be
We'll adjust that.
cleaned
Yeah.
up. Thank you. And then the other thing I wanted to, I don't know if this is incorrect in the minutes or I'm just wrong, but in the reservation requests, Sasha Sitterding for the chamber picnics, it says she's with Seymour Main Street, but the picnics are Seymour Chambers.
Yep. That's also my bad.
Okay,
So
okay. Well,
sorry.
I was just like, wait, maybe that's right, but that seems weird.
She is with the chamber.
It's been a long week,
Yeah.
but
Been
the
Been a
parks.
long month.
Yeah. Anyway, so I noticed those things. Does anybody else have any suggestions or questions about the March minutes?
Do you want to see a revision before we accept those, or do you want to accept those with the 2 edits?
I mean, I think we can probably accept them pending.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented with 2 revisions to revise bullet 2 and to revise number 2 on the reservation request to include Sasha Sitterding with the chamber.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
A lot, Kendra.
That was well done. All in favor of approving the March minutes with amendments, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I'll abstain.
Thank you. Okay, so then we can move on to the claims. I have one question. I'm sure you're surprised.
Just one.
Just one.
Okay.
When I was looking at the repair parts, and Napa is on there for parts for repairs, but there's no money amount. So why is it even in there?
This should have an amount.
Oh, I thought maybe we were reimbursed or something, and okay.
Nope. You're just calling me out on all my
I'm
mistakes
sorry.
this month.
So this has happened before, and I'm not saying it has, but when we pull this into this Excel format, if for some reason you're clicked on that box and you hit a key, it will take out whatever that is.
Right.
So we'll just amend it and fix it. It's no problem.
Okay.
Carrie, do you remember what that amount was?
No.
I remember us talking about having to go to Napa for
I'd have
it,
to
but
know about the date, because it could have been
So that would have been from February.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the date on this is March 6th.
It was probably
February
oil
claims.
for the trucks, changing oil or something, filter,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
It's usually like oil filters, things like that for the vehicles. That's where we have to get that from. And I'm sure that's probably what it was.
That's what I would guess it would be.
Okay, yeah, we can fix that.
Okay, thank you.
So the only question I have is around the so I've been watching the Freeman Field lights. I feel like they're on way later, so I've been driving that road a lot later than when transporting kids. And I feel like the lights are on way past 11. And, so I don't know if something's not happening with that. But like, my question is like, from a billing perspective, are they, like, why is it that some months we have 2 months and some months we have 1 month? Like, if you look back last month, it shows that we were looking at, like, for Freeman Field for December to January, right? And this month, it's February to March. So, like, is it just they're not billing us, or is it just the way it's written on our logs that it's showing that
So
way?
Freeman would be REMC.
Mm-hmm.
Freeman's REMC.
Right, so if you look, there's only one RMC line item last month, and this month there's 2.
I imagine it has to do with how
It's just-
their billing cycle
Like
coincides with our meetings.
Yeah. The second that I get the physical bill, I pay it and I take it. So, I mean,
Like, I always try to, like, look and see, like, are we having spikes? But it's just hard to see the spikes, right? Like, if we're looking at it from a month-over-month perspective of, like, oh, it doesn't look so bad, right? Like, so this one was 859, and okay, well, we're down on this one, but it's like, oh, well, we're not down. We're actually up an extreme amount when you look at the numbers, but it's actually 2 months based on the billing, right? So if you were, like, looking at the data, what are you frowning for? So like if you look at the line item under the electricity, right, there's 2 line items for
Yeah.
Freeman Field.
Right.
Both of them are REMC.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, if you look at the month over month, so last month, the Freeman Field was $859 for one line item. Okay, so I was looking like, oh, okay, so it went down. But really, it went up an extreme amount because we have 2 line items in this 1 month to look at.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, like, if you were to plot that data, it looks like it went up exponentially. So I'm just asking if that's just their billing way or if it's our way of.
I'd say the
Right.
heaters.
I think
Well, I
that
think
probably,
it's 2 months, right? The dates are 2 months. That's what I'm saying though, is if we're like thinking of it from a month to month perspective, it looks like spend wise, this month went up exponentially, but it's really 2 months. So
I see
that's my
what you're
question.
saying.
I think that what the problem is that to do the comparison that you're wanting to do, we need a separate spreadsheet, one that has monthly prices that we're spending just on electricity at Freeman Field, as opposed to looking at this, which has everything, and again, probably has to do with the billing cycle.
Right. So, like I said, my only question is there was 1 line item last month for it, right? And this month there's 2.
There's 2.
So I was just questioning as to the why. If we were looking at it from a month over month standpoint, it looks like it's a huge increase, but it shouldn't be. If that makes sense. Okay, moving on.
Emily, are we getting 2 separate bills for Freeman since we put in the new lights at the soccer fields and it's all off the same meter? Okay.
Yep.
I thought it was. I just wanted to double check.
Any other questions or comments about the claims?
Now I'll make a motion that we accept the March claims as presented.
With an amendment?
Okay, with an addition from Carrie's number that he needs to plug in there whenever he finds it.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the March claims with amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Great. So we can move on to the balances. Any questions, comments? I don't have any for this one, Emily.
So Ryan, just so you kind of know what you're looking at, we do have two funds. One is our 2211 fund. That's kind of like what all of our programming and things like that, the money goes into. The 2503-9 is our tournament fund. So that's anything where we get money in for all the ball tournaments that we have.
Okay.
So that's the differential between the two funds.
And where'd you say the 2211 money came from?
2211 could be soccer, any program, I mean, anything that we do to generate money. That's where
Gotcha.
that money would go to.
Okay.
And what is our high expense? Is that the Washington mix or?
What's that light project?
The 2211, the $10,594 was the payment for our 3-year light project. That was 10,594.
And are we done with that?
No, we have one more.
I think they still have to do Kessler,
Yeah, I think we have one more payment.
but this is the last year of it.
Okay, if nobody has any questions, I'll make a motion that we accept the 2211 and 25039 as presented.
Thank you. Have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the 2211 and 25039 fund balances, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No abstentions? Thank you very much. So we can move on to updates. I'll let Chad.
All right, first one on the updates is the art naming rights. We had discussed in previous meetings of naming someplace after Mr. Juergens. And I actually reached out to one of the daughters, never got back with me. However, Art's wife did get back with Emily, so I'm gonna let Emily discuss the conversation that she had with Ms. Juergens.
Yep, so she basically she was very happy to hear that we were wanting to do something like that. She said that whatever we decide, she would be happy with, she thinks would be best. But when I did mention anything baseball related, she would prefer to go that route. But overall, she just wants to know what we decide, and they would like to be there when we do whatever it is that we do.
Okay.
So with that being said,
Well, we had talked about the casting name, where that came from. Was there a donation? Was it just because it was on Casting Road, or?
Mayor Matt?
Sure. I learned more about that than I thought I needed to know.
Step to the mic and say your name, please.
Sure, Bob Smith, City of Seymour. Hey, y'all, Mayor Matt. So yes, casting was the donation of the land by the casting family for the park. Art's wife was actually a casting.
Really?
So I found that very interesting. I didn't know that until we got to talking about it. So I don't think we can really rename a park. We also learned in that, or rename Casting Park at least. We also learned in that, though, that Ball Field 4 is named after someone as well.
Yeah,
So
that's
1, 2,
Jerry
or 3
Bobcat.
down there
Yeah.
are available.
I've been out taking pictures of all the plaques and signs to see exactly what was named after whom.
Mhm.
So, but one thing I did notice is that there's Casting Park, and then there's a sign as you first enter that's Casting Park Sports Complex. So they're kind of, I don't know, are those two separate things, or are they not two separate things?
No, I think it's just probably variation in name
Okay,
process.
okay. But yeah, there was Botkin Field.
Mhm.
The dugouts had plaques to, I think, Jackson County Bank and the Masons, maybe. For
If I remember right, it's
funding.
been a minute, but yeah.
And then, let's see, there's a tree in memory of Nedra Short.
Mm-hmm.
That's about all I found. But there's
Thinking
several things out there already.
thinking about Jergy, my suggestion, since Casting Park is kind of out of the equation, would be to do Ball Diamond 1. It's historically been more of a baseball diamond than a softball diamond. So, I mean, I think that one would be a good one. It's right there on your right as you come in. I know Chad and I had discussed that we've given a little bit of naming rights to the sponsors of those fields, but I think there's a way to word it around that to where it can, the Art Juergens Field brought to you by Ohio Valley Sports or whoever that year's sponsor is. So
Yeah, cause Botkin Field has, I think King's Excavating on
Correct.
it.
Yeah. So, my suggestion would be field 1 at Casting. Large diamond at Shields is already the Steve Combs field. Small diamond, I don't think has any name on it.
Razor Field, Freeman 1.
Razor, yeah. And then the other 4 out there are not as well. So, but I think in my head, I see Jergy more as a Casting Park guy than a Freeman guy.
Yeah.
Although he did have a softball era when it comes to slow pitch, so. If there's no more questions, I'll get out of your way and go sit back down.
Your 3 minutes is up.
Thanks, Bob.
If you turn my mic off, I'll fix the podium.
So with that being said,
Okay.
what's everybody's thoughts on Casting 1 at Casting Park?
I like it. Think that would be appropriate.
I'll make a motion that we name Ball Diamond number 1 as, are you gonna call Art Juergens or Jergy?
I think we gotta
Jergy
have the
Field?
Jergy in there.
Art Juergens
Okay.
Field.
And then what we'll do is, before we have any type of plaque or anything made up, we'll have whoever's making the plaque send us some examples. We'll send them out to you guys via email, so you can all give us some input on what you like, what you dislike, or give us a thumbs up to go with it.
You gonna send that to his wife as well?
Yes.
Okay, well, I have a motion to rename the Ball Diamond for Art Juergens. Do I have a second?
A second.
Thank you. Any more discussion?
I absolutely love this. I've known Jergy since I was like 7 years old, and when I read this in the agenda, I about had a tear. This is awesome. So thank you guys for thinking of this before I got here, but I'll happily vote on it.
Well, all in favor of renaming the park after Mr. Juergens, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. That's great. So I assume that you'll take it from here and you'll get back
We'll
with us.
take it from here. Yep, we'll get back with you on as far as the plaque, 'cause I'd like to have the plaque and everything done, hung, and then possibly even do like a ribbon cutting to have the family invited and things like that. So, and of course, the park board and the mayor and everyone involved. So.
You might tell Brandon Harp, some of the school board members might appreciate
That's what I was
that,
gonna
too.
say,
Yep.
school superintendent.
Yep. You got note of that, Emily?
Yep.
All right, thank you guys for that. Next item up is the revised food truck protocol. You guys had basically approved the food truck protocol last month. However, we do have a couple vendors that like to set up every weekend, and these vendors brought it to my attention that they would like to pay a seasonal fee instead of a daily fee. So I sent that out to Monica, and she decided for us to be better for us to discuss it here instead of voting on email. So basically, it's the same proposal that we had, other than we've added a seasonal. How do they word that, Monica? Seasonal
Whole
fee?
season vendor fee
Yeah, whole season vendor fee.
versus a one-time vendor fee.
So if John Doe comes out and does 3 weekends, for the year, then it's gonna be $100 per day. If we've got, the shaved ice guy that comes out and works every weekend, if he does that, that's quite a bit of money, especially since he's at different locations also.
So what's the seasonal fee? I glanced
Well,
at it, I still
that's
can't
what,
read it.
we left it blank
Okay.
for now. And that's why I didn't want to talk about it via email, because I wanted us to discuss what both of those fees would be.
Right. So we did approve the $100 a day.
But I had forgotten that we had this conversation till this afternoon when I was looking at the stuff. So I don't remember very well, but I feel like Chad called me a few weeks ago and was like, if he wants to do an entire tournament for a weekend, he's going to be $400. And then if you're doing that every week, that's going to add up. So, but my thinking is that maybe we need to reduce the single day fee, because I don't want to give vendors who plan on coming all the time an extreme discount.
How many vendors are you looking at?
Right now, we have 5 total that's reached out to us. We've got the Shaved Ice that actually has either a trailer or a kiosk at Casting and Freeman. Kona Ice has reached out as far as possibly doing some soccer nights if Shaved Ice is not going to do it. We've got Dippin' Dots that's reached out, El Azteca that's reached out, and then another food trailer that I can't remember, I know the guy's name, that has also reached out that's interested in doing Sundays for soccer.
And interested in the seasonal pass?
No, we've only had one that's interested in the
The
season.
seasonal pass?
But they also may not realize that that's an option.
Yeah.
Correct.
So they may
Yeah, because
they
the
might
forms
like to
they
do
were
that.
given was the old version.
Right. So they may choose to change to a whole season
Correct.
thing.
I feel differently about it. I feel weird, right? Like, 'cause I feel like, as a parent, I would much rather be at a tournament where there was something else besides just popcorn and candy, you know what I mean? So I like that idea of it being there, right? Like, I don't wanna like shut people out and say, well, $400 a month is a lot to take from someone, but yet also.
Well, it'd be 400 a weekend for him.
Right.
If you do
Oh,
the,
because he's at multiple parks.
so
I
if
see
you
what
do
you're
the
saying.
400 a weekend and you take that times 30 weekends, you're looking at $12,000 for the year.
I mean, we could use that money.
I agree, but he's like, I can't do that. There's just no way.
What
But
does he think fair is?
Well-
Could he say that?
So he and I had a pretty good conversation. He's been charged within the last 7 or 8 years that he's done this anywhere from $1,500 for a season up to $3,500 for a season. He really didn't like the $3,500. This went back to the concessionaire. So it didn't come to us. So now that Park and Rec is over concessions, this will come to us. And he's like, you are a non-for-profit, which I was
We
like,
also have a shoestring budget.
right. And that was my exact words that I told him. So, I mean, I think if we if we can beat what he got charged last year of the $3,500, I don't,
$34.99.
not .99.
Has anybody reached out to North Vernon or Columbus to see if they have food trucks and if they do this? Just curious
I have
what
not.
other towns have done when this has come up, or if it has.
I have not reached out, no.
I would all but guarantee that Columbus pays a lot.
I mean, we could, I don't know, I'm open for suggestions.
I don't mind giving him a fee somewhere in the range that he's used to, but then I think we need to bring down the $100 fee for a day, because I don't think that's fair to the single day vendors.
And none of them batted an eye when I told them that. I mean, to be honest with you, the ones that have spoke to me about it, they're like, no problem. So, and that's
So if we
what
do-
they were paying anyway, is what they told me.
$3,500, how many times is he going to be there, right? So if we say your seasonal fee is X amount, right, like, what's the guarantee for how many times, right? Like, what happens if he comes the first, month and then,
He's pretty religious with it by at least middle of April until late fall.
Okay.
From what from what I know that he's set up at, from being at the parks and from,
so what happens if you look at it like buying tickets, right? So you buy 5, you get 6, 6 for $5 type of thing. If you think of it from a ticket perspective of, and think of it like that, like how many times, right? You're giving him, a day free here, every so many type of thing. Like, for me, it just feels like $3,500 sounds like a lot, but yeah, if you've got a stand at multiple parks, turning and burning, that's a lot of money to be made. If there's anything we've learned, that there's money to be made in the parks. So what do you want to do about it?
Do any of the rest of you have any thoughts, suggestions,
Well, you
motions?
said there's 30 weekends, is that what you said?
On the average.
And 4 days?
Yeah,
For
so
weekends,
Saturday, Sunday,
120.
Saturday, Sunday.
Does lowering the price encourage more people to wanna do it, or is that, you got everybody that's basically wanna do it already? Is there anybody
These are
else
the
out
people
there?
that's been involved in the last few years that I know of that have reached out because they actually contacted the old concessionaire and he informed them that they need to come here and talk to us because he doesn't have that authority to allow them to be out there anymore.
So if we charged him for $3,500
An outside viewpoint.
and we're
Crowd's got an
guessing
What's that?
30
Crowd's got an
weekends,
opinion.
Yeah.
that
We'll
is
get to that.
almost $117 per weekend. Which is, so, and a single day vendor would be paying $200 for a weekend. So there's not a significant difference. Maybe we go with his ballpark and then just somewhat lower the 1 day fee.
Hey, Chad,
Yeah, I'm,
got a comment from the audience.
Come on up.
Sorry, he was ready.
So I just listened to your guys. Huh?
Yeah, I know, but say who you are for the record.
Chris Weezy.
who is it?
Weezy, Chris.
Oh, okay.
So I was listening to conversation on food trucks. I do the Easter egg hunt. I get these food vendors down there. They pay us $200 and don't blink an eye. I know our barbecue guy down there, his sales for that 1 day in 4 hours was over $2,000. Yes. And I had many others tell me, like, we had a new one down there selling drinks this year. She sold 138 of them, somewhere around $12 a piece.
Wow.
So, food for thought. I mean, $100, they're not going to bat an eye. So, lowering it,
It's not necessary.
no. Now the fee, but keep in mind what they're going to do on the weekends. You know, they're not going to tell you, but
We learned that too.
yeah, I know. Yeah, but if they're, you know, people do talk, and when they do, I listen. You know, but just me personally, I wouldn't lower it. So,
Thank
but
you.
Thanks,
the
Greg.
seasonal thing, maybe.
Thanks for the input.
Yeah, I would be opposed to lowering the 1 day,
Okay.
but I wouldn't have any problem with somebody that's gonna commit for the year.
Yeah.
With giving them $50 a day, which would be, what, $2,400 a year for their annual license.
So he'd have the 2 spots though, right? So it'd be,
So would that be for both places then,
yeah,
Gary?
cause this guy has 2 spots.
yeah, I wouldn't think so. I mean, if he's paying the daily fee, is he paying at both places?
Well, that was his concern.
Hmm.
So if we're doing, let's just say you say $50 a day, that's gonna be $100 a day for him.
Right,
Put him at the 3,000.
well. I
But
assume
you said
gonna
that's
be
what
the-
he's used to.
I mean,
Right.
percentage-wise, I'm assuming that's gonna be about the same impact on him though, because he's gonna have income coming from both places.
Correct.
So.
So I mean, are we saying make the seasonal fee a $3,000 flat rate for this season? Try it out and see.
You've gotta start somewhere.
Hang on 1 second.
Is that a motion?
No, hold on.
Well, he can move
Oh.
while you calculate.
I do have one more question on this.
So it's a 40% discount. So if we do $3,500, it's a 41.5% discount if we do it for that amount. So it breaks it down to from the $200 a weekend to $117 a weekend, which it breaks it down over those 30 weeks at $3,500. So that's a 41% discount.
So if somebody pays the $100 fee, can they set up at more than one park on the weekend?
If they pay the $100.
but they can be multiple parks, they pay $100.
Per place.
Per
It'd be
place.
per
Per
location.
place. So the person paying the year, or the fee is that per park, or is that?
That's what we're trying to figure out too.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know that this agreement says per location.
Yeah, I wouldn't
park
be
name,
opposed to
like
a.
it-
Yeah, it's got the park name, so we
Yeah.
have to fill that in, correct?
to
Oh,
a-
so they would fill it out,
Yeah,
okay.
They would
For
fill
what
out
park?
each one for each location.
Could be casting and
Okay,
Freeman.
okay, I'm sorry, I know I cut you off, go ahead.
That's okay. I said I would not be opposed to a discount if they do multiple locations. So I love my discounts, discount if you commit for the year, discount if you commit to 2 places for the
Yeah.
year, or for the day, either one.
I like the seasonal $3,500. It's still a substantial, 42% discount is still a lot. But it's still within the realm of acceptable of what he's paid previously at other places, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's less than $30 per location per day.
What was the amount you said, Kendra?
So if we take it from $200 to $117, so it's $3,500 over 30 weekends.
Do I have a motion? Apparently
Okay.
not.
Do we want a chalkboard? Like, would it, like,
How soon does this have to be done?
He's got a tournament this weekend, right, that he's gonna wanna go to?
We don't have a tournament this weekend. But I've told the guys that these people that I've tried to have an answer for them at this board meeting. Cause if he was gonna set up what we was gonna do, he hadn't yet, he just got diagnosed with cancer. If he set up last weekend, he was gonna go ahead and pay the $100, and then we was gonna just deduct that from whatever the total would be for the seasonal.
Cause I think even like in your contract, so if you make a seasonal for 2 parks at $3,500, what's gonna be a seasonal for one of those guys if they just have one trailer and one park? So you got 2 or 3 things going on right now.
I think if someone's committing to this season, I'd like to consider it that they're at both parks. Cause that's where his kiosk has been for the last 8 years, that I know of for sure.
So you want to only charge him for one pass for 2 parks?
Just charge him accordingly for both locations.
And if they're gonna be seasonal, they have to do both parks.
I don't know that we can do that.
I thought that's what you were just saying, I'm sorry.
Well, for instance, Shaved Ice has
2
their
places.
location, they're set up there, so there's a trailer there,
Yeah.
and then there's a kiosk, a casting.
Okay.
So
But you're going to charge them 7,000 for that?
no,
so that's
Well,
where,
then,
that's where I get like iffy.
then,
Because then we're giving him
yeah.
a super duper discount.
That's exactly right.
So this $3,500 divided by the 30 weekends breaks down to $116 a weekend versus $200 a weekend, but that's only for one park. So we're missing out on big, like, I would say we're gonna hear cries of foul if we do $3,500 and it's not per park.
that's,
Unless we make that same agreement for,
A single day.
I guess, the one-day vendors.
Bet you're not gonna see too many one-day vendors come and
Right.
set up at multiple parks. They probably have one truck anyways.
Exactly.
A lot of them only have the one truck.
So if we set it up all the same,
So $100 a day would be.
So if he's doing 2 locations, do we raise it above 3,500? Leave the single day at 100 and charge it above, if he's doing 2 locations, 2 days a week, that's a lot of income.
you guys tell me. That's the reason I have you. You tell me what we decide, and that's what we'll go with.
is there any worry that if that people might not come and set up at all?
We still offer concessions, so.
Yeah.
That won't really impact us
No.
if they don't set up at all.
Right.
I mean, we have concession stands, that's what we're running the concession stands,
Right.
so basically anybody that does set up is some kind of competition, and that's why we would charge them a fee to recoup a little bit of that lost sales.
That, if they need electric, water.
Although doesn't this contract say they provide all their own utilities?
I don't have a copy of it in front of me, Gary.
And is the contract just the tournaments, or is this events as well?
But does that include kickball or anything else?
Or soccer?
I think this is just for the tournaments.
Okay, that's what
During
I didn't look at it,
city-run
but-
sports tournaments.
Okay, that's,
Yep,
thank you.
just tournaments.
Yeah, under vendor responsibilities, number 5, provide its own utilities, including power, water, and waste disposal. That's already in there.
Okay.
There was
Just
something
thinking.
else in section 6 about vendor agrees that it will not sell food or beverage items that compete with the item. So can they not sell soft drinks?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Unless we approve it. I mean, if they wanna come up, because they, each one of these people have given me their menu, this is what they're selling.
Okay.
So Gary mentioned another discount for multiple parks. Is that something that would,
What's that?
said earlier something about a discount for multiple parks?
Uh-huh.
Is that something that would help alleviate that or make that a little easier? I don't know.
So we could have like $3,500 for your first location, but only $1,500 for your second location.
Yeah, I don't know.
So let me ask you this though. So if we say it's $100 a day and this guy is here 30 weekends a year, and even if we charge him $7,000, that breakdown for both locations is only $233 a weekend. So you're basically, I mean, it's still a 42% discount. Like even if he has to pay the daily fee, that's a big discount.
It is.
I don't feel like $7,000 is a lot of money when you think of it like that.
Across the whole year.
Yeah.
Well, do you
What's
wanna
he
make a
gonna pay if
motion
he
for that?
He's gonna have to pay $100 whether we have a seasonal one or not.
Mhm. Is that a motion?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you put that into
Okay.
words. and
Okay,
we'll-
so I will make a motion that we make our daily rate stay the same at $100 a day, and that our seasonal rate be $3,500, and that is per vendor location, not per park and not per, so if Tropical Snow has 2, they need to pay that fee for both locations in the park. And that, even at that $3,500 rate, that's a 42% discount over the daily rate.
I like it. Thank you, putting together a motion. Does anyone want to second that or have more discussion?
Yeah, I'll second it, because I think we have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Go through a season and then reevaluate.
Great. Okay, do we want to have more discussion? Are we ready to vote?
And sorry, this is my first meeting, but
No,
I'm
it's
just
fine.
thinking out loud as with business. Is there a reason we don't just charge like the $100 to start the contract and table this talk till we do more math and figure out where other people have done till we actually know? I'd hate to see the Park and Recs lose money that might be there. According to him, they're willing to pay this. I still think $7,000 is a lot of money to me for someone to put their stuff there, but could they not just sign the contract for the first couple weekends, table this until we've done more research to see what makes more sense, instead of jumping into a decision?
Well, historically, we've gotten 0, right? I mean, in the past?
Because the concessionaire
Correct.
has gotten it.
Yeah.
So this is all brand new this year?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, until this season, we've contracted out to have someone else take care of concessions.
Okay.
And to have food trucks at the parks, the food trucks had to deal with the concessionaires. And so we didn't get any of that money, but we also didn't have to deal with it.
100%. Well, then, I agree with the second then. If this is something we've never done, let's just see how the year goes.
Yeah, I think we need to get it done
Yeah.
now, because
They're getting ready to start.
The guys with the food trucks, they need to know what's going on, and because
Yeah.
they need to make their own schedules
Yep.
for the summer.
And make sure that when you're selling it to them, that you say that even if they're there paying the $100 daily rate, that this number that we're giving them is a 42% discount on a seasonal price.
They're still saving money. Okay, well then, all in favor of, let me see here, Kendra's motion of charging $3,500 per location per vendor for the 2026 season, and then $100 per day, for a daily thing. Does that catch everything?
Yeah.
All in favor of that, say aye.
Hi.
Any opposed? Okay, then that is passed. So Chad, will you, with the memorandum of understanding currently just has a blank in those two places. Will you have Chris change those blanks to actual standard fees before we print this out?
Yep.
Is that all you need from us?
And I would
Yes.
add in there that, I asked her to add something about, I don't know, I didn't read it right just now, if it says per location, right? That this price is per location so that there's no ambiguity about,
Well,
I didn't know that I couldn't be set up at multiple parks for my price.
right, and I don't think it does say, because looking at the part where it says compensation, it doesn't, but like, Chad and Gary said, at the top, you have to name the park. So you are going to have, they are going to have to fill out one of these per location that they want to work at. But some clarification wouldn't hurt either.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No more questions or comments on that. We'll move on to incidents. We did have perimeter fencing at Freeman Field. Someone drove through it. We found it.
On purpose or oops, I hit the gas?
So actually, we found it one morning, and Carrie called it in to have a police report done, and a night shift police officer actually found it like 2 o'clock in the morning when he was doing patrol checks, and did a report on it, but no one called in saying they hit it, so that it was a leaving the scene accident, basically. I haven't got a estimate yet. The guys were able to temporarily fix it until we can get a new top post and some new posts in. So we're just waiting to get either get the material or get a quote from our fencing guy to repair it. It did 5 posts, Carrie, is that right?
Yeah,
5 posts in the top rail,
I think so.
20 some feet of top rail that has to be replaced.
Yeah.
The fencing part's still good, but I mean, they did a number on it. The pictures,
What did her car look like?
the police actually picked up debris out of the parking lot, parts of a bumper, glass, part of a mirror. So they've got it narrowed down to a type of vehicle according to the police report. So if they see damage to a vehicle, there's a good possibility that it was our fence that they hit. So
And I'm guessing that's, out of the scope of any of our cameras.
correct. Next one is a leak at Geyser. I got a phone call one Friday evening about water in a playground, but this was after we had all the substantial amount of rain. So we waited until the following Monday to really do anything. Carrie and the guys actually went over, and WPC actually dug out and backed out some of the dirt around the area that was saturated with water, and we found that water leak that you can see on the pictures. Our guys were able to repair the leak, and it's since then been filled back in, correct, Carrie? So that's at Geyser Park. No questions on incidents. We'll move on to program and league updates. Where's Allie? Allie?
Registration for our summer volleyball league is now open. It's $185 for the sponsor fee and 6 players. If you have more than 6 players, it is an additional $15 fee for each one individually. Games are projected to start the first week of June. Next up, we have our free Arbor Day event, and that's going to be at Brooklyn Pizza in Harmony Park. At 6 p.m., there will be free pizza and bottled water sponsored by the Tree Board. There will be tree bingo, coloring contest with prizes. Prizes include Brooklyn Pizza gift cards, trees, kids prizes. There will be tree crafts, and there will also be free saplings that are handed out with the information for planting the trees. Next up, we have that is April 23rd at 6 p.m. Next up, we have our co-ed dodgeball tournament, and that is Saturday, April 25th at Girls Inc. It is a $100 team fee for 10 players, an additional $10 for added players. But again, it's at Girls Inc. from 10 a.m. to roughly 3 p.m. That will just depend on how many teams we have.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. This says register by April 10th, but you're still accepting registrations?
Yes, right now we are. I don't believe
We
we
try
have
to set a
closed yet.
deadline, but then
We're
you have teams that get closer to the tournament, oh, we want to register, so.
We have enough, when we have time for like events like that, we can really go up until like the last day, if not the day of. Like we have the availability to do that.
But we have enough to make it a go.
Yes.
We have 4 for sure. I think the 4th one's not on there.
No, not yet, but we know it's coming.
Yeah.
Crossroads of Culture will be Saturday, May 2nd at the Knights of Columbus. This is also a free event, and it is from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Is this the thing that last year was a leadership
Yes.
project? And so is leadership involved, or is this, you guys have just taken this over?
A small part of the leadership group that was with it has basically asked us to be a part of it with them, so we're just kind of combining everybody that wants, a little bit of the parks, a little bit of that same committee, and Jane.
So it's previous graduates, it's not the current class.
Yes, previous
So-
graduates,
okay.
yes.
So they're essentially just volunteers.
Yes, and a little bit of the youth council as
Oh.
well. So we're just kind of helping, giving some hands out to help, basically.
And it's super cool event. If you haven't been before, you should totally check it out. It was really neat last year.
We're gonna set a table up and stuff up there too this time, so. That's all we got.
Okay. No reservation requests, still none today, Emily? Nope. Miscellaneous from the park board? Miscellaneous from the audience? But, step up and state your name, please.
Name's Daniel Meadows. Had a few questions about the baseball fields in town. Are they all public? Or is it all public property, like I can go right now to a field if no one's on it, and me and my son can work on whatever, right?
Yep, as long as they're not locked down,
Or reserved.
reserved.
Right. And I did print off, I forgot it, the reservation application you fill out. And the first line on it, that is Seymour League, Youth Leagues, is priority, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Here's my issue. Me and 66 other kids signed up to play youth sports, baseball in general. And we play at Casting. Now, April 2nd, we had a practice. We was only allowed 4 practices before the season started at 1 hour apiece. And then we get a text on Thursday, the day of our practice, telling us that our practice was canceled because you all have a travel ball tournament on Saturday.
So that was probably on a holiday Friday.
Now, I understand that. And if that was the text that was relayed to us, I get it. But we only get 4 practices. And you all just took one from us. Because you all didn't want to have to work on Friday. That's unfortunate. When the practices was scheduled, the holiday was already there, correct? We all knew about it. You all scheduled the practice, and you all scheduled the tournament. So at that point, You're putting a priority over travel ball. That's people that's coming out of town to use our fields when I am a tax-paying citizen here in Seymour that's not getting to use that field the way it's supposed to be. At what point is the way you all have got it wrote, Seymour Youth Leagues are a priority?
I understand your frustration. I think what we were looking out for was our employees that didn't have to work the holiday, and I think it probably should have been something that we seen prior to scheduling that practice, but unfortunately we overlooked it. And I apologize for that.
Is there a way in the scheduling system that you can go in and like block out the day before so that when they're trying to schedule something, you have like a green or something that tells you, hey, tomorrow is, you know, a holiday, we will have the field marked.
We could go in and add that, which would draw attention to us, but that's just something that our rec desk program doesn't add our holidays, unfortunately.
Tracy, correct me if I'm wrong. We don't make the schedule. We receive the schedule.
Yes,
correct?
we do.
Okay. I just want to
No,
make
we
sure.
receive the schedule from Rec League.
Just want to make sure.
So, and the other question.
There is other possibilities for you to have other practices. You could call in, if you have a team, and call in and reserve a field.
Yes, and I think the fee is $75.
No,
There's
No,
no fee.
there's no
to
fee.
On
raise.
the form that I had, it said, I'm pretty sure it said $75 on it.
that's if you're going to have a tournament game
Okay.
or something like that. But if you want to call in and reserve a field to practice, there's no fee.
So so for like, say next year, I know I'm probably going to be involved in some form of baseball. When can I start reserving a field for next year?
So if you want to reserve for April, we ask you to do it in March.
Okay.
And
Can
you
I do it before then?
And you can do a month out. Because what that is we can't have one person calling in and say, I want every Tuesday and Thursday from now until
Would I be allowed to reserve a field on a weekend?
Not if there's a tournament.
When does the tournaments get scheduled?
We usually have that
January, February.
end of January, 1st of February.
Okay, so in December, if I call, can I reserve a field on a weekend?
For December or January?
No, May, April.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you want to play and practice in April, you can schedule it in March. We do a month increment.
He's asking, can
Right,
you
but
call
see,
ahead-
now
get
you're
ahead of
again-
ahead of the travel team.
You're
is what
again
he's
putting the travel ball over priority over us citizens that's in town. If it was me,
For that park, yes.
yes.
It's because there is a substantial amount of impact to our tax dollars for the money that people spend in gas, hotels, our
No, I
restaurants,
understand
and
that.
all of that. So yes, I would say that like this, and I'll be honest, I was coach for my kid and we ran into this all the time. Casting was the closest park.
My issue,
We just have to find a different park, and there's plenty other parks
Yeah.
that we can play at.
see, again, my issue wasn't that it was that it was canceled, but then I have my 8-year-old son coming to me when I tell him, hey, practice is canceled. He asked me, why, Dad? What am I supposed to tell him from the text that was sent out? Because the way the text read, I can read it to you. As soon as I find it, it says no practice. That was from our coach. Park and Recs canceled practice today because they want the field in good shape for a tournament this weekend. This is Thursday.
So did that come from Kyle or come from a Park and Rec?
That came from my coach. He copied and pasted it from the message that he was sent. So I don't know who it came from.
So maybe it came from his coach, but maybe whoever sent it to his coach is who he's copying and pasting it from.
That was at 2:24. Our practice was at 5 o'clock.
No.
So I tell my son, the way it was sent out is I'm telling him that there's more important people than him to be able to go practice. That's my issue with it. I pay taxes here in Seymour. I live here in Seymour. And we got people coming from all over, but yet me being a citizen, I can't use the park. I get it that you all need the income. I understand that.
And I don't have that paper with me, but, and this is just from what I know from previous years. From what I've been told, Rec League has priority Monday through Thursday from April 1st until June 15th. And I think there's something in that paper somewhere that has those dates, I'm sure, because that's just what always has been beat in my head, even when I was program director. April 1st to June 15th, it's Rec League, Monday through Thursday at Casting, Kessler, and both Diamonds at Shields.
Yep.
Rec League does not involve the use of Freeman. However, we have moved Rec League to Freeman 2-3 years ago when there were some issues going on and they needed more fields. So we do work with the Rec League people quite a bit. Unfortunately, again, I apologize for the holiday thing. We probably should have thought a little bit better or caught it sooner.
Well, I mean, I get it's a holiday. I'm not gonna say where I work, but I've worked many holidays. That's part of it. If you make the schedule, then I'm sorry for the guys that's got to work. They need to work. You shouldn't punish us
Only
for it.
thing is we didn't make the schedule. We
Well,
were given the schedule,
Right.
right?
Whoever.
And we also have a
Also-
budget too, so if we call the guys in on that, that really, that throws us off like astronomically. I know that sounds crazy, but like our budget is that small.
I understand that, and I know this is the city, and we do
Can we come up with an alternative location list for him so that in the event that he runs across this in the future?
There would have been alternatives, but they were already booked. So I literally did not have a park open because I actually took his phone call that day.
Okay, so like, is there something like, I know that, I've seen ball teams playing at Emerson, and I used to do it the 4-piece at Brown, right?
Right.
Like if those are full, like, here's our overflow.
Right.
This is what we have to offer in case somebody doesn't know, right? Like, I
I
understand
mean,
that your
in the
frustration,
situation,
but-
what she's saying is, we don't utilize Freeman. The Rec League does it. But like in that day, why couldn't we just use?
I feel like there were several people at the batting cages at Freeman, Shields,
Okay.
and Casting. I actually drove by 2 of the parks and know that they were being used that evening. And that's always an option. Also, throwing, catching, you can do all that outside of the ball diamond. I understand that, you like to be on the ball diamond. I do understand that, but there are drills that can be ran outside of a ball diamond
Yeah,
as well.
where I'm coming from is we have a team of 7 and 8 year olds.
I get it. Yeah.
It's hard. We're all parents here. If I text my guys now, because I live close to Kessler Park, I can text them a lot of times, hey, Kessler's open if y'all want to come in. So a lot of parents are not going to come to that because it's last minute. And that's hard for us to do. That's why I tried to reserve the park for
The day of.
to try to get these kids that need to learn the game on the field. But that's just my only concern of canceling.
That's a thing too, is I don't have communication with the coaches through Seymour Youth League. I just have the director's number, and he had that text before Thursday. I can tell you that. That's fine, however it went out. I don't
Right.
know how it all went out, but it was a mishap on my side. It should have been, a month before and said, hey, we are not working on that Friday, so I have to have the ballpark on that on that day. I have to have it closed. That is my fault. I do apologize on that. But there are other options we have. They just were booked that day. Every park was reserved that day.
Okay. But so back to you said just a month before. So say I want to reserve one for June, just do it in May. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Time out. I want you to clarify what you were saying, because what I heard him saying and what you're agreeing to is 2 different things. So what he's saying is in 2027, if he wants to reserve a park for the weekends, he can do that.
Well, Monday through Thursday.
That's what.
I have nothing to do. I'm just a parent when it comes to Rec League. I'm not any form or fashion part of Rec League. But if anybody in Seymour, citizen, anybody outside of Seymour, can call and reserve a ball field, correct?
Not on the weekends. Not on the weekends.
If it's
And
open. If it's open, they can.
Right. And he said he schedules the tournaments.
So we get our tournament schedules in February. We know what weekends they schedule.
So that's
Minus the month of August, cause that's when they revamp their
Mhm.
their
Try to work
leagues
on our fields then.
and we work on fields and things like that.
But if you all can, or whoever it is that gives you the schedule for the tournaments, giving you all to February, that's not fair to us citizens that want to schedule something on casting or something on a weekend. You know what I'm saying? So to me, if I want to take, and I know I'm going to have a team next year, and we're probably going to be limited practices again next year, I go ahead and fork the bill myself to rent out field one at casting. Why can't I put that in January and take a field in casting?
I'm gonna have to do some more discussion and digging in on this, to be honest with you. Cause I mean, it's, and I hate to use these words cause I'm totally against it, that it's always been this way and I hate those words, but it's been this way since I've been here. I'd like to really sit down and talk with some people and voice your concern with them. Mayor Matt, you got?
So, retiring from coaching, much as yourself, I've been out of coaching for about 3.5 years. Spent over a decade in it before that. So I've lived exactly what you're saying. Things that pop into my head real quick though is you are making the assumption in your statements that nobody related to these ball tournaments is from Seymour or Jackson County.
No, sir. That I know there's going to be some from Jackson County here, but I also know there's going to be ones outside of Jackson County coming down and using the ball field.
Which you potentially have that in Redcliffe as well. There have been kids that.
I agree. We have some that's from Crothersville and Columbus that's on our team.
So, but then that leads me to the thought that the two tournament directors we deal with the most live within 10 miles of here. So that's a pretty regular occurrence that those two locals are the ones scheduling. Now, years ago, and this was back when I was on your side of this argument, one of the things I can tell you is if you want to rent the entire ball field for the entire weekend, he can schedule you in January. But that's the difference. You're asking for a field for a couple hours versus an entire weekend's worth of ballpark rent, not just ball field, ballpark rent. So the size difference there is pretty substantial.
But I shouldn't be penalized just because I'm not putting out more as the amount of money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I want to rent a ball field. I should be able to rent a ball field. It shouldn't matter.
You could rent a ball field. You just have to let me know what one you're looking for, and as long as I have one open, I can put you at Kessler.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I understand that these tournament organizations are renting the entire complex. But
And you realize how much economic impact that those tournaments have for Seymour, Indiana?
I do. It's like a lot.
So
Millions.
millions of
I
dollars.
understand that, but then don't say we're putting youth league as priority. Because
that's Monday through Thursday still there.
the paper didn't say that.
And it's April through June 15th.
It is April through June.
That's when youth league priority is.
Yes.
Because then
And I believe that paper states that as far as the date wise, April through June.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Chris, you got something? So Chris actually came to us, he wants to speak about, possible Easter egg hunt in the future.
Yes, so, my wife Amanda and I, we own and operate Freedom Fireworks Friday Night Halloween here in town. Anyway, we started doing a Easter egg hunt in Brownstown in 2021. Anyway, it's kind of grown over the years. We started with 10,000, went to 16, went to 20, went to 40, did 50 and 25, and this year in 26 we broke the state record. We did 61,900.
I'm having a real hard time hearing you.
I'm sorry. Is this
my
mine?
fault? I'm old.
Yeah.
It's like a speaker. So anyway, last year we broke the state record. We've been doing this in Brownstown at the courthouse since its inception. We want to continue doing it at the courthouse in Brownstown. On our 10th year, we committed ourselves to do 10 years. And after that, we're done with it. But on our 10th year, we wanted to go big. We want to do 100,000. Well, we went down what a lot of people do. They go down these rabbit holes. We want to do it in 2030, and we want to go for the world record. And I got two options to do it: Seymour Freeman Field out there at the recreational area, or the fairgrounds. And I'd rather do it in my hometown. And I won't need any money from Seymour. I can raise this by myself. Well, not by myself. I've got 70 sponsors that is with me on this Easter egg hunt. Most of them know about it that I've talked to, and every one of them's going to ride it out with me. So regardless of where we do it, I don't want to do it right here. The only thing I need from you is a spot to do it, and maybe some help advertising. But as far as money, I mean, my sponsors, they will take care of that between us and them.
Do you have a date in mind?
April 2030. I originally thought for 40/20 or 4/20, but giving that some thought today for the good of the economy for the town, I think we'd be better on the 13th. I think it'd be bring more people in versus the 20th, where families might be going out of towns for.
So what is Easter, the 21st?
Easter's the 21st.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many people?
How many people what?
When you said 100,000, are you talking about eggs?
Eggs. Yeah, we was going to do 100,000 eggs on our 10th year. And when I found out what the world record was, we're already 20% there. The record stands at 501,000. And it was attended by 9,700 people, and that was in Florida in 2007.
I think that's a super cool goal.
I think it is too.
Mm-hmm.
Can we make sure there's no tournaments that weekend?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I know that we.
Back to the food trucks.
Probably even make
That if they're willing to pay that $100, I bet you it's less than 10% of their sales. Especially if they're coming back. If they're coming back, they're making money.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I like it.
Yep.
So we need a motion to reserve Freeman Field for that day? Is that
I'll
the
make a
only
motion
thing?
that we earmark on the schedule 4/13 of 2030.
Or can you maybe say
Probably
4/13 or 20,
do the
so we have some leeway to,
Okay.
if he changes his mind?
Okay,
Is that okay?
4/13 and 4.
Oh, we ain't gonna change our mind. We got a lot of people behind this one to do this.
Oh, no, I meant on the day.
Oh, the
What,
dates.
The 13th versus the 20th.
I know you
Well, I was
only
gonna
have
pick their
scheduled
brain
out,
on that and see
4
about
years,
that.
But at least maybe set yourself a calendar reminder every year to remember to follow up on this.
So could we leave this until, because I think he wants to follow up with us on some logistics stuff instead of actually naming the date or giving
Can you
him the.
just open it as a project, as an event that we know that we're gonna have
I already have my
discussions
paper
further
for it, still laid out on my desk in my calendar.
Is this something you would change the date if there was storms predicted?
We would have a rain date. We typically have a rain date every year, and it's for the following weekend.
Yeah, so we definitely want to have both
Yeah, for sure.
weekends reserved.
Yeah, for sure.
Are we looking at soccer fields or ball?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say,
Soccer
we have ball tournaments at that time. What are we
Either
gonna do
way,
then?
Well, that's what we're saying, from now until year 2030, we've got the 3 years to let the tournament director know
Oh,
that
it's
we
not gonna
can't.
be like next year and the year
No,
after.
2030.
2030.
Yeah, 4
I
years.
couldn't hear, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he came to us in plenty of.
So I think before.
Yes.
So I think.
Well, I just know this is gonna take some time
I love
to
it.
plan, so.
So I think what he's
Whose
looking.
attention span's gonna remember this?
So I think what he's looking for is to lock in a location, and then we're
Right.
gonna start working on logistics and stuff after
Yeah.
that. Is that?
Yeah, if I get an approval, I can get a lot further with this, so.
And you guys could treat this like a first read and have him come back for a second one later where he comes and talks about it, and we
Yeah.
can look for locations to help him out, and then bring it back and vote on it for a second read.
Yeah, I can give you progress updates too, as far as aid counts and all that. 'Cause a lot of them, we're gonna have stuff way before that event anyway. Cause 20% of them is gonna be stickers, mainly stickers and little trinkets.
So do you wanna just make a motion that we at least are throwing our support behind the world record attempt, for Easter in the 10-year anniversary?
Or maybe a motion to reserve sometime in April 2030 for that location for him.
Yeah, I like that better.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
Cause I think that's what he's looking for now is to pick out a location. So he has a location to do this event. Now he's gonna start working on the broader picture of it, and I'm sure he'll come back.
So what are you saying you want? You want a recommendation discussion for the location of the world record attempt? Okay, so I'll make a motion that we move forward with a recommendation for a location spot for the world record attempt in 2030.
To be at Freeman Field.
Yeah, to be at Freeman Field.
Do you wanna qualify which fields at Freeman Field?
No.
Okay.
Be at this Freeman Field.
Do you wanna
Yeah.
qualify the date, the April 2020?
4/13 and 4/20 of 2020, or 2030.
Okay.
That way we can lock both of them in case it's a rain date and we don't have to see.
Okay. At the risk of making you change your motion
No,
again.
the answer's no.
Well, if he ends up doing it on the 20th, and then it's rain date, then we need the 27th as well.
No, because he wants the 13th because families are gonna be out of town.
I think
on the
13th, bring more money to the economy.
20th.
Okay.
Rain date the 20th, maybe?
So there is a motion to reserve Freeman Field for April 13th and April 20th of 2026.
2030. 2030.
2030, I knew, for an attempt to do the world's largest Easter egg hunt. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you for giving us plenty of heads up.
No text cancellations.
All right, looks like, any other miscellaneous business?
You handed these out.
That's just informational. So, yeah, this is the 6th annual Putting for Parks. I've heard in the past, wasn't any of you guys, but some board members say I didn't know anything about it. So I wanted to make sure that you guys had this in case someone would question you about it or have any questions about it. Pretty much all the information's in here. So feel free to get a team together if you want. Come out and play. It's a super great time.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, then we will see you all on May 11th at 4 o'clock.
This is.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.